أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عم يتساءلون عن النبأ العظيم الذي هم فيه مختلفون كلا سيعلمون ثم كلا سيعلمون ألم نجعل الأرض مهادا والجبال أوتادا وخلقناكم أزواجا وجعلنا نومكم سباتا وجعلنا الليل لباسا وجعلنا النهار معاشا وبنينا فوقكم سبعا شدادا وجعلنا سراجا وهاجا وأنزلنا من المعصرات ماء ثجاجا لنخرج به حبا ونباتا وجنات ألفافا إن يوم الفصل كان ميقاتا يوم ينفخ في الصور فتأتون أفواجا وفتحت السماء فكانت أبوابا وسيرت الجبال فكانت سرابا إن جهنم كانت مرصادا للطاغين مآبا لابثين فيها أحقابا لا يذوقون فيها بردا ولا شرابا إلا حميما ووساقا جزاء وفاقا إنهم كانوا لا يرجون حسابا وكذبوا بآياتنا كذابا وكل شيء أحصيناه كتابا فذوقوا فلن نزيدكم إلا عذابا إن للمتقين مفازا حدائق وأعنابا وكواعب أترابا وكأسا دهاقا لا يسمعون فيها لغوا ولا كذابا جزاء من ربك عطاء حسابا رب السماوات والأرض وما بينهما الرحمن لا يملكون منه خطابا يوم يقوم الروح والملائكة صفا لا يتكلمون إلا من أذن له الرحمن وقال صوابا ذلك اليوم الحق فمن شاء اتخذ إلى ربه مآبا إنا أنذرناكم عذابا قريبا يوم ينظر المرء ما قدمت يداه ويقول الكافر يا ليتني كنت ترابا.
Surah 78, An-Naba, the tidings. In the name of God, the All-Merciful, the All-Compassionate. 1. What are they asking each other about? About the awesome tidings, about which they are in disagreement. 4. No, indeed, they have no need to disagree or question one another about it. Soon they will come to know. Again, no, indeed, soon they will come to know. 6. Have we not made the earth as a cradle and the mountains as masts? And we have created you in pairs, and we have made your sleep for rest. And we have made the night as a cloak covering both you and the world. 11. And we have made the day for seeking livelihood, and we have built above you 7 firm heavens, and we have set up therein a lamp blazing and resplendent. 14, and we send down out of the rain clouds water in abundance, so that we may produce with it grain and plants and gardens dense and luxuriant. 17, now assuredly the day of judgment and distinction is a time appointed as the result of all that takes place in this world, the day when the trumpet is blown and you all come forth in hosts, and the heaven is opened for the descent of angels, and becomes as if gates, so that the world of angels and the world of humankind join each other. 20, and the mountains are set in motion, and so become as if they had never existed. Surely hell lies as a place for surveillance, for the disbelieving, rebellious, and a destined home which they prepared for themselves while in the world. 23, wherein they will remain for ages. There they will taste neither coolness nor any drink except boiling water and pus, as a recompense fitting for their sins. 27, for they used not to expect to be called to account for their deeds, and denied our revelations and our other signs in the universe with willful, obstinate denial. And everything that they did we wrote down as a record. 30, so taste the fruit of your deeds, and we will not increase you except in suffering. For the God-revering, pious, there will surely be a triumph, gardens and vineyards, and youthful, full-breasted maidens of equal age, and a cup full to the brim. 35, they will hear therein neither vain talk nor falsehood. All this as a reward from your Lord, a gift according to his reckoning, in full satisfaction, the Lord of the heavens and the earth, and all that is between them, the all-merciful. No one will have the power to address him. 38, on that day, the Spirit and the angels stand in ranks. No one will speak except him whom the all-merciful allows, and he speaks what is right. 39, that day of judgment is the day absolutely true, on which the truth will prevail. So whoever wills, then, let him take a way of return to his Lord. 40, we have surely warned you against a punishment near at hand. On that day, a person will look at what he has forwarded from the world with his own hands, and the unbeliever will say, oh, would that I were mere dust instead of being a responsible being with consciousness and free will.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والنازعات غرقا والناشطات نشطا والسابحات سبحا فالسابقات سبقا فالمدبرات أمرا يوم ترجف الراجفة تتبعها الرادفة قلوب يومئذ واجفة أبصارها خاشعة يقولون إنا لمردودون في الحافرة أإذا كنا عظاما نخرة قالوا تلك إذا كرة خاسرة فإنما هي زجرة واحدة فإذا هم بالساهرة هل أتاك حديث موسى إذ ناداه ربه بالوادي المقدس طوى اذهب إلى فرعون إنه طغى فقل هل لك إلى أن تزكى وأهديك إلى ربك فتخشى فأراه الآية الكبرى فكذب وعصى ثم أدبر يسعى فحشر فنادى فقال أنا ربكم الأعلى فأخذه الله نكال الآخرة والأولى إن في ذلك لعبرة لمن يخشى أأنتم أشد خلقا أم السماء بناها رفع سمكها فسواها وأغطش ليلها وأخرج ضحاها والأرض بعد ذلك دحاها أخرج منها ماءها ومرعاها والجبال أرساها متاعا لكم ولأنعامكم فإذا جاءت الطامة الكبرى يوم يتذكر الإنسان ما سعى وبرزت الجحيم لمن يرى فأما من طغى وآثر الحياة الدنيا فإن الجحيم هي المأوى وأما من خاف مقام ربه ونهى النفس عن الهوى فإن الجنة هي المأوى يسألونك عن الساعة أيان مرساها فيما أنت من ذكراها إلى ربك منتهاها إنما أنت منذر من يخشاها كأنهم يوم يرونها لم يلبثوا إلا عشية أو ضحاها.
Surah 79, An-Nazi'at, those who fly out. In the name of God, the All-Merciful, the All-Compassionate. 1. By those angels who immediately fly out and plunge with God's command and plunge into fulfilling it. 2. By those angels who move gently and eagerly because of the command they have received. 3. By those angels who swiftly float through space to fulfill God's command, and so hasten along as if in a race, and thus fulfill the commands in the operation of the universe. The last hour will have come on the day when a blast of the trumpet will convulse the world, followed by the succeeding one. 8. Hearts on that day will be throbbing in distress, their eyes downcast. Yet they, the unbelievers, say, will we really be restored to our former state of life? Will we, when we have become bones, rotten and crumbled away? 12. They say in derision, then that would be a return with loss. It will indeed be but a single cry, and then they will all have been awakened to life on the plane of supreme gathering. 15. Has the report of Moses come to you when his Lord called out to him in the sacred valley of Tuwa? 17. Go to the Pharaoh, for he has exceedingly rebelled, and say to him, do you have intent or inclination to attain to purity? Then I would guide you to your Lord, so you stand in awe of him and behave with humility. 20. He went to the Pharaoh and showed him the great sign, the miracle of the staff. But the Pharaoh denied his messengership and defied him. 22. Thereafter he turned away and set out to struggle with him. Then he gathered his men and hosts and made a proclamation, saying, I am your supreme Lord. And so God seized him and made an example of him, of punishment in the latter and the earlier life. 26. For sure, in this, there is certainly a lesson for anyone who has awe of and therefore humility before God. 27. O humankind, are you harder to create, or is the heaven? He has built it. He has raised its vault and put it in order. And he obscured its night and brought out its light of day. And after that, he has spread out the earth in the egg shape for habitability. 31. Out of it he has brought forth its waters and its herbage, and the mountains he has set firm. All this as a means of life for you and your animals. But when the great overwhelming event comes, on that day the human will recall and understand for what he strove, and the blazing flame will come into view for all who see. And so whoever rebelled against God and preferred the life of this world, the blazing flame will be his final refuge. 40. But as for him who lived in awe of his Lord, being ever conscious of his seeing him, and of the standing before him in the hereafter, and held back his carnal soul from lusts and fancies. 41. Surely paradise will be his final refuge. They ask you, O messenger, about the last hour. When will it come to anchor? But how could you have knowledge about its exact time? With your Lord alone rests the exact knowledge of its term. 45. You are only a warner to those who are in awe of it. 46. It will be on the day they see it as if they had remained in the world, but for the afternoon of a day, or its morning.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم عبس وتولى أن جاءه الأعمى وما يدريك لعله يزكى أو يذكر فتنفعه الذكرى أما من استغنى فأنت له تصدى وما عليك ألا يزكى وأما من جاءك يسعى وهو يخشى فأنت عنه تلهى كلا إنها تذكرة فمن شاء ذكره في صحف مكرمة مرفوعة مطهرة بأيدي سفرة كرام بررة قتل الإنسان ما أكفره من أي شيء خلقه من نطفة خلقه فقدره ثم السبيل يسره ثم أماته فأقبره ثم إذا شاء أنشره كلا لما يقض ما أمره فلينظر الإنسان إلى طعامه أنا صببنا الماء صبا ثم شققنا الأرض شقا فأنبتنا فيها حبا وعنبا وقضبا وزيتونا ونخلا وحدائق غلبا وفاكهة وأبا متاعا لكم ولأنعامكم فإذا جاءت الصاخة يوم يفر المرء من أخيه وأمه وأبيه وصاحبته وبنيه لكل امرئ منهم يومئذ شأن يغنيه وجوه يومئذ مسفرة ضاحكة مستبشرة ووجوه يومئذ عليها غبرة ترهقها قترة أولئك هم الكفرة الفجرة.
Surah 80, Abasa, he frowned. In the name of God, the all-merciful, the all-compassionate. 1. He, a hypocritically disbelieving, haughty man, frowned and turned away. 2. Because while a group of leading believers, including him, was talking with the messenger, the blind man approached him. What would inform you, O haughty one, but that he might grow in purity by deepening in faith and doing good deeds, or that he might grow mindful of God's message, and the reminder benefit him? 5. As for him who deems himself to be independent, not needy of divine guidance because of pride in his wealth and status, you attend to him as if you wished his conversion. 7. Does it really matter to you if he does not accept faith and grow in purity through fulfilling its obligations and responsibilities? But as for him who came near you eagerly, and he was in awe of God, you divert your attention from him. 11. No, indeed, It surely is a reminder and an admonition that suffices for all who come to it with an open heart. So whoever wills receives admonition and takes heed. 13. It is recorded in scrolls greatly honored, exalted in God's sight, and perfectly purified of falsehood, vanity, and inconsistency, borne by the hands of angel envoys, noble and virtuous. The human is ruined, for how thankless and disbelieving he is. Does he never consider from what thing he has created him? 19. From a drop of seminal fluid, he has created him and fashioned him in measured proportions for his shape and for his life. Thereafter, he has made the path to God easy for him. Thereafter, he causes him to die and buries him. Thereafter, when he wills, he raises him again to life. 23. No, indeed, the human has not fulfilled what God enjoined on him. Then let the human consider his food, and so reflect on his Lord's mercy and the truth of resurrection, that we pour down the water in abundance, then we split the earth in clefts, and so we enable grain to grow therein, and grapes and edible plants, and olive trees and date palms, and gardens dense with foliage, and diverse other fruits and herbage, as a means of livelihood for you and your livestock. 33. But when the piercing cry, heralding the resurrection sounds, on that day, when a person flees from his brother and from his mother and father and from his spouse and his children, everyone on that day has concerns of his own enough to make him heedless of anything else. 38. Some faces will on that day be radiant with happiness, smiling and rejoicing at good tidings. And some faces will on that day be dust-stained, veiled in darkness. 42. Those are the unbelievers, shameless and dissolute.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا الشمس كورت وإذا النجوم كدرت وإذا الجبال سيرت وإذا العشار عطلت وإذا الوحوش حشرت وإذا البحار سجرت وإذا النفوس زوجت وإذا الموءودة سئلت بأي ذنب قتلت وإذا الصحف نشرت وإذا السماء كشطت وإذا الجحيم سعرت وإذا الجنة أزلفت علمت نفس ما أحضرت فلا أقسم بالخنس الجوار الكنس والليل إذا عسعس والصبح إذا تنفس إنه لقول رسول كريم ذي قوة عند ذي العرش مكين مطاع ثم أمين وما صاحبكم بمجنون ولقد رآه بالأفق المبين وما هو على الغيب بضنين وما هو بقول شيطان رجيم فأين تذهبون إن هو إلا ذكر للعالمين لمن شاء منكم أن يستقيم وما تشاءون إلا أن يشاء الله رب العالمين.
Surah 81, At-Takwir, the folding up. In the name of God, the All-Merciful, the All-Compassionate. 1. When the sun is folded up and darkened, and when the stars fall, losing their luster, and when the mountains are set moving, and when highly prized pregnant camels are left untended, and when the wild beasts, as also the domesticated ones, go forth from their places of rest in terror of the destruction of the world, and then, following their revival, are gathered together before God for the settlement of their accounts. And when the seas rise up boiling, and when the souls are coupled, the righteous men with pure righteous spouses, and the evil ones with their evil spouses and with devilish companions, and when the female infant buried alive is questioned for what crime she was killed, and when the scrolls of the deeds of every person are laid open, and when the heaven is torn away with all the truths becoming manifest, and when the blazing flame is kindled to fierce heat, and when paradise is brought near for the God-revering pious to enter. 14, that every person will then come to know what he has prepared for himself. Oh, I swear by the stars which recede, disappearing in the sun's light, and rise in their course, and then set, disappearing again. And by the night as it inclines to depart, and the morning as it breathes. 19, this, which informs you of all the events mentioned, is the word brought by an honored messenger, Gabriel, endowed with power, with high rank and esteem before the Lord of the supreme throne. 21, one obeyed by his aides and trustworthy in fulfilling God's orders, most particularly conveying the revelation. And your companion, the messenger, who has spent his life among you, is not one possessed. 23, indeed he saw him, Gabriel, on the clear horizon. He is not niggardly in conveying to you revelation and knowledge of the unseen, what lies beyond the reach of your sense perception. Nor is it this Quran, the word of any devil excluded from God's mercy. Then where are you going? It is nothing other than a reminder and instruction for all conscious beings. For any of you who wills to take a straight path and follow it without deviance, but you cannot will to do so unless God wills, the Lord of the worlds.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا السماء انفطرت وإذا الكواكب انتثرت وإذا البحار فجرت وإذا القبور بعثرت علمت نفس ما قدمت وأخرت يا أيها الإنسان ما غرك بربك